What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix series Emily in Paris Season 2. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Netflix for granting me the screeners to this entire new season. They've asked me to not spill spoilers, therefore this review is spoiler free. I repeat, there are no spoilers in this video review. Okay, I don't know if you remember, but I actually liked the previous season 1. One of the reasons is that it was such a nice escape in the middle of the soul-sucking pandemic lockdown. This is not a perfect show by any stretch of imagination, but watching Lily Collins stumbling and charming her way through adjusting to French life was like a sweet getaway that took our minds off of the COVID tragedy day in and day out. But I get it. I totally understand the criticism that people have spewed about Emily in Paris, including this show's ignorant, cliched stereotypes about French people. I mean, I'm not French, but if I were, it would probably offend me too. So if you're on that camp who hated season 1, then odds are you're not gonna like season 2 either, because this new season 2 doubles down on it. They even bring in a new character, an Englishman, who basically blurts out everything he hates about Paris. But let me put it this way, I'd be lying to you if I said that season 2 was not at the very least enjoyable. Created and showrun by Darren Star, who also returns to helm this second season of Emily in Paris, now more entrenched in her life in Paris, Emily's getting better at navigating the city, but still struggling with the idiosyncrasies of French life. After stumbling into a love triangle with her neighbor and her first real French friend, Emily is determined to focus on her work, which is getting more complicated by the day. In French class, she meets a fellow expat who both infuriates and intrigues her, starring Lily Collins, Philippe Belliou, Ashley Park, Samuel Arnold, and Kate Walsh. It goes without saying that even though I will not be spilling spoilers here, this review is mainly for those of you, my fellow Emily in Paris fans, who already know what's up. Now, if you recall, by the end of last season, Emily and the handsome chef Gabriel had a fling, fully knowing that she's betraying her best friend Camille. Drums! I know, it's the kind of stuff that creator Darren Star would come up with. You see, no matter what happens, Emily in Paris will forever be compared to Darren Star's previous and more iconic show Sex and the City. And that comparison may not be fair, but both shows can be boiled down to just two words: guilty pleasure. The concept of hoity-toity, fashionable, high society class people arguing over first world problems can be annoying, but it can be ridiculously amusing as well. Such in the case of this season 2 that sees Emily trying to fix things from her perspective, rather than actually looking at it from the other person's point of view. In a way, that's pretty much the crux of this show. Emily continues to be overwhelmed by France, while simultaneously thinking she knows what's best for them. And this mentality causes a major rift between the clients. Turns out, juggling a secret passionate affair and pleasing self-absorbed people is harder than it looks. Now, what I don't like about season 2 is it's way too easy for Emily to fall for someone. I understand that that is a recurring theme in Darren Star's shows in general, but if female empowerment is the idea, then this show is presenting the opposite example. That said, I do appreciate that season 2 gives Emily's best friend Mindy more screen time. I adore Ashley Park. She's a remarkable singer/actress, so I'm glad that she gets to stand out more on this one. I think you'll find it interesting the way season 2 explores American style versus French style when it comes to corporate culture. It's much more significant and much more consequential this time around. There are valid arguments that can be made in favor of either side, but I think the audiences will be split right down the middle on that aspect. So that's all I could say for now. There are so many details about Sylvie and Luke and the others that I want to reveal here, but I'm not allowed to. So, in conclusion, I wouldn't say season 2 is better than season 1, but if you were a fan of season 1, you won't have any problem sitting through this season 2 in a breeze. Love it or hate it, there's something somewhat admirable about Emily in Paris not apologizing for the kind of show that it stubbornly wants to be.